Good evening. Tonight's episode of Nigel at Night, sponsored by John and Patty D. Gregorio, Sarah Coluccio, Veronica Miller, Jennifer Losciuto Fitch, and Adam Fitch. Hello, Benites, and welcome to the show. On tonight's show, I'm going to talk about what the hell am I going to talk about? You can't predict what I'm going to talk about here. I don't even know. So we just watched a movie on Netflix, and it was great. Holly, what do you think? Look at the size of my freaking head. You know, I would have a full head of hair if I had a normal size head. Well, don't feel gypped tonight, folks, because I'm only going to stay on for a half an hour because I got some work to get back to. But I'm not a selfish person, and knowing that you expected to see me, I would not put you through the horror of not having any Nigel at night. So it will be a shorter than normal broadcast, but it will be back to full size tomorrow. It's raining outside, I think. We've had a crappy day, and we're looking at like 5 days of rain next week. I remember when we had no rain for an entire 5 weeks, the end of September until November. But now we're having it like it's catching up. So how is everyone? I hope everyone is fantastic. Hello, Lisa, Jennifer, Ronnie, Sarah, Janaea, Ernie. Holly says hello, everyone. Ronnie's down there somewheres. They're all here. Everybody's here. It's the place to be on a Thursday night. It's pre-Friday. Yay! Not like I'm off for the weekend or anything. Isn't Monday President's Day?
Monday's Monday.
It's President's Day. Another holiday. Hello, Debbie Fanslaw Bernhardt. How are you? And I hope everyone is having a splendid day. This morning, we went to pick up dog food. And on the way, and hello. Hello, Abby. I know an Abby, but I don't think you're her, according to that avatar. But hello, Adam. And this morning, we were running out of dog food, so I had to go up to the vet's office. And once again, when I go there, the beginning of every month, I go get the dog food. And once again, it was like the first time I had ever been there. But we did get it. However, as we approached, we have this habit. The dogs get nervous when they go to the vet. So they always get whipped cream when we come out. But I forgot to pick it up this morning. So because I did not have I forgot to take it with this morning. So because we did not have a scheduled appointment, I was just going to pick up food. I turned off, went down to the Acme in Mays Landing, and I picked up a thing of whipped cream. Now, here I am going into the store, and all I'm getting is a thing of whipped cream. So first thing, I walk up to this guy that's there. He's one of those shoppers in the store. And I say to him, where's whipped? I said, never mind. I say it. And I take the whipped cream out and I look at him and I say, just so you know, this is for my dogs. And he goes, I don't know what it's for. I said, it's for my dogs. I don't want them to think I'm sniffing it or I'm doing something obscene. So then I walk up and I go through a manned cashier line, not self-checkout.
Go through a man cashier line.
By the way, that store looks fantastic. You know, I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day. Never really have been. As a kid, I used to lose my freaking mind because do you remember you used to buy those packages of Valentine's cards? They were flat.
Yes.
And you would make them out for the whole class. And we would make, leading up to Valentine's Day, we would make envelopes that we'd hang all around the room with our name on them. and people would go by and stick the Valentine's. I tell you, you were kind of a dick if you skipped somebody because you hated them, but I never did. I always filled them out for the whole class. And anyway, I've never given our dogs milk thistle. My vet called today and recommended, but I haven't gotten it yet. I don't even know what milk thistle is. Is that like natural milk or something? So anyway, I walk in the Acme, and right there in produce, and there's flowers. They sell a lot of flowers now. The appearance was unbelievable. There were baskets and Valentine's balloons and flowers, and it was incredible. And then as you turn down and go along the front of the store, the entire store is covered in balloons. After you got out of the Valentine's section, they were all eagles for the Super Bowl. And this store just looked incredible. But when I came up to the register to check out, I say to the girl, I say, "This is for my dogs." And she goes, "Oh." And I said, "There's hemp gummies at PetSmart we give our dogs for the vet for car." Our dogs aren't nervous in the car 99% of the time. But when we go to the vet, and they never come out of the vet's nervous. They're always, it's just that last few seconds. And anyway, I forgot what I was saying. So I turned and I went down. I turned into the cashier's line and I say, "This is for my dogs," because they get upset. Hang on, let's see. All right. All right. I'll have to get back to that. So as I go, hello, DJ. As I go to, and she's like, "Oh," I said, "I just want to let you know that I'm not like doing something with this whipped cream." And Holly even said to me, "Who was the first person that knew to stick that in your nostril and do whippets, they call it, or whatever?" But didn't they have a thing where you had to show ID for a while?
Yeah, for a while at the store, you had to show ID, just like when you bought
Antihistamine?
yeah, allergy medicine.
So anyway, I said, "The store looks fantastic, by the way, with all the Valentine stuff." And she points to the entrance to her register, and it's one of those arches like you have at a wedding, and it's all covered in roses. And I said, "You and I could get married there." I don't think she was impressed by my attempts at humor at all, but she did like that I got whipped cream for the dogs. And then we drove up, we picked up their food. And when I came out, I filled their whipped cream, gave it to them. And I felt like going out of the way a little bit to get our dogs whipped cream was special, and it made them happy. So, by the way, we spend every month $4.25 on Nintendo funds added to your account. Is that my account or your account, or both? Because start using that.
I do use it.
Okay, calm down. I'm sorry I brought it up. If I knew I was going to come under attack in front of all my friends. Good Lord. So that was it. Then we went from the vet's office down the back way home. Well, that's it. I guess these people knew that nitrous oxide would give them, a high, and they knew it was in whipped cream. So somebody tried it, and then they told all their druggo friends, "Hey, try this." So we came home. The dogs were good. I brought in their food and other bullshit I had to bring in. But now we're good for a couple more weeks.
Did you tell them about the pants incident yesterday?
The what? The pants?
Yes.
No, because you told me not to.
Well, you can if you want. Just be respectful.
I even forget exactly how I worded it that caused laughter in you, but Holly's pants were loose and they were starting to come down, and she pulled it all out. There it was on display. Her pants fell down. She's standing over there, bare ass naked from the waist down. I'm like, good Lord. But no, that didn't happen. But you do remember me telling you the other day, Holly saw Jack, our neighbor, but he wasn't there. And she says to me, there's Jack. And I'm like, thank you. Somebody donated. I'll tell you who in a minute. I'll thank you personally when you pop up here. But ooh, thank you, Phil. Phil, are you even in here? I guess you are because you donated and you see my begging at the bottom of the screen and that came in, but thank you. So she says, there's Jack. So I was already backing in the driveway. So I pulled back up to the end because we always beep the horn and wave at him, even if he's down the street. And I said, where? She says, right there. I said, he's not there. It's because that's him with his yellow vest. And I said, you're on crack. That's not him. And she goes, well, what is it? I said, I don't know what you're seeing. I said, there's the curve sign there, but so she goes, oh, well, I can't see. And I said, well, you got your glasses on, but I can't see. So it was really a stressful few seconds for me. So this morning we're backing in. She goes, Jack is not there. And I said, you're right. He's not. And I back in. And you guys can't really see my layout down here, but I have a monitor over here that's got my email. There's an extra monitor over here that while I'm working, I have my editing screen up there. And this is the main monitor. Well, I always look up. Hi, Becky. I always look up at the monitors to see what's going on outside. And I saw Jack walking across. So I text Holly and I said, there was just a Jack sighting. And she says, are you sure? You sure it wasn't the sign? Like the signpost she thought was Jack? And I said, thank you, Janaea. I said, not unless the sign is walking down the street.
That could happen.
It could happen, as a matter of fact. Things could start coming to life. What was it? I saw a Facebook post today, one of those Facebook posts. Oh, here was the latest one. Somebody writes a post. I live in Egg Harbor Township. Somebody writes a post that says, where can you get the best Italian food in Egg Harbor Township? And I mean in Egg Harbor Township is what they said specifically. They specifically stated in Egg Harbor Township. And don't you know these son of a bitches start naming places out of the township? Some of them were naming quite a few places, but they were saying, oh, Maplewood, which is out in Hamilton. Well, there is one in Egg Harbor Township, I think. And people are saying, oh, you got to go to Atlantic City. Oh, you got to go here in Northfield. And I almost commented, son of a bitch. They said in Egg Harbor Township. What's wrong with you people? Ugh.
They only read part of the post. Don't you get that?
No, you know what? They read it, but they're full of opinions that are bullshit. Now, I don't know why this person said just Egg Harbor Township, because we are on the board. Well, Egg Harbor Township is surrounded by Mays Landing, Summers Point, Linwood, Northfield, Pleasantville at one part, Galloway Township. So just over the border of many of those towns is good Italian food. Like I remember, and it's not called Paoli's anymore. When we're like on our way up to when we used to go up to Cousin Doherty's, Paoli's was that place on the corner. Mickey and Minnie's was next door. I pointed it out to you, but you probably don't remember. But anyway, that place used to have really good Italian, and so did Mickey and Minnie's. I used to love on Friday nights. I would go up there and get fish and chips. It was so good. But that was back out when people don't read the whole post, Ronnie. They're a-holes. Thank you, Ernie.
Tell them I'm watching a new show.
What is the new show? The Hospital?
Yeah, Trauma Code.
Trauma Code is Holly's latest Asian infatuation. And she told me, you might like it because it's dubbed.
Yeah, and it's only 8 episodes. I think you could get through 8 episodes.
There's 8 episodes, but they've renewed for 2 seasons. And I'm excited. Thank you. Thank you, Becky.
Make sure we stay off of social media to avoid spoilers.
For what?
Tomorrow for Severance.
Well, yeah. Well, it comes out. It might come out tonight at 9.
Out like midnight. I'm not staying up for that.
All right. Come on.
Why?
Why am I under attack?
I want to have all my faculties when we watch this because everybody says it's going to melt your brain.
All right. So tomorrow is episode 4 of this season of Serenity.
Severance.
Okay, Severance. And so we'll be watching that about 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll watch it. And we're excited. Are you excited? We're excited.
I'm excited.
Holly's excited. It's just a world of excitement here on Steelmanville Road. It's the only thing. Well, now we also have Paradise. So we got that to watch. And we got on Tuesdays, I think that comes out.
Yes.
And Fridays we've got. Now there's some other bullshit coming up. But.
And by the way, don't listen to his harsh critique. I still think that people should check out Paradise. It's a good show.
I knew that was going to come up.
And it's already been renewed for seasons 2 and 3. It's still number 1 on Hulu.
It is good.
It's just they kind of made it impossible to come back after the first episode, after how good it was. You know what I mean? It was almost like the season finale. That was the first episode.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand, and I just feel emasculated in front of the Benites.
Oh, stop it.
They call Mr. Milchek Mr. Milkshake.
Yes.
Phil said. Well, I think the cast, there's not a weak member in that cast.
What, Severance?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
They're just the twist with Hallie was huge. Is that her name? Hallie?
Haley. No, Helly.
Helly. That twist from the end of last season was outstanding. And we think there's some bullshit up with her.
Yes. And
now, this isn't a spoiler, but we're not sure if Helly, that's now in the severed floor, is the innie or the outie that came in.
Yes. Oh, and there's a new theory about Irving, but I won't tell you.
Why?
I don't want. It might be a spoiler.
Yeah, but it might not be if we don't know, and it's like advanced. And
they're saying they think Irving was already reintegrated. Because they don't show him on the outside like they have with everybody else.
Who's Irving?
Irving's John Turturro.
They showed him on the outside.
Not since the first episode. He was on the phone, and people think that he was on the phone with that woman who reintegrated Mark. Because she said she got better at it. So maybe she did it again on him.
But he was talking about in the office about the paintings that he saw himself painting.
Right.
That makes no damn sense.
Reintegration merges the two. So he would still have the memories of both versions of himself. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's a fucked up theory. I don't like it. Could be though. That would be interesting.
Because they didn't show what happened when he showed up at Bert's house. It went right to him coming back to Lumen.
Well, Bert wouldn't know him.
I understand that, but they didn't show like his reaction or anything like that.
And Bert had himself some male meat in the house. He had himself a boyfriend.
Yeah, but something had to have happened because remember he followed him home?
Yes.
And
Now
he was
that you mentioned,
watching
there's a possibility. I still think it's a.
He was watching him on the phone, and because of the angle, you couldn't hear what Irving was saying on the payphone. So maybe he was on the phone with that woman who does the reintegration.
It's a possibility. Jennifer got a box of Godzilla Valentine's cards.
Sweet.
I'll expect to see mine in the mail. You have 8 days. All right, I'm sorry. That was very rude. Did you know that there's a amusement park in Japan that's got a giant Godzilla that you can zip line into its mouth? I saw that yesterday.
No, thank you.
When I was a kid, I want to say, I don't know if it was every Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I do know Sunday morning you had Abbott and Costello. You also had Laurel and Hardy, but I've never watched Laurel and Hardy. Abbott and Costello I loved. And I don't know how many movies they made, but I used to watch them every Sunday. And they also had, and I think it might have been Saturday, they always had monster movies. Godzilla,
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
King Kong, and they used to have the gargantuans. Do you remember them?
No.
They were these big, like, things.
Hence the name.
But there were so many versions of Godzilla. Mothra.
I only saw them on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I used to love them. And remember when the big deal, you used to have to get up to watch Saturday morning cartoons and you had to watch them when they were on? I'm talking pre-VCR.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're 60. You
I
remember
I
shit
was
like that.
60 and I remember doing that.
Pocket said there's a Godzilla hotel in Japan too. I would stay the hell out of a Godzilla hotel. I would go in there. I'd expect to hear that when you walked in. That was pretty good.
That was very good.
That was not bad at all.
I'm very impressed.
Josh Robert Thompson, be careful. I'm coming for your job. He's so talented. Oh my God, that guy sounds so much like Morgan Freeman. And Jeff Goldblum, he does. I haven't seen him do anything from Wicked, though, for Jeff Goldblum.
Have you ever had chimichurri?
Chimichangas?
Chimichurri.
What's a chimichurri?
No, you probably wouldn't because it has cilantro in it.
Well, cilantro is okay to a point. By the way, she also bought that green shit.
Wasabi.
So if I get sushi, do I need to get wasabi?
You don't need to. I mean, it comes with it usually.
It comes, but I mean, I don't need to ask for extra, do
No,
I?
you don't need
Because they judge me.
we have a whole big tube of it in the refrigerator.
We have a tube now of wasabi.
Because I want to try it when we make tuna fish.
Who said they put it in tuna fish? It
Matthew
was
McConaughey.
okay. All right.
If you want, I'll just put it online.
No, I want to try it. Just don't go too heavy with
I know
it.
you don't like the spicy stuff like I do.
We also had those fish things again this week.
Yeah, and I bought another package of them.
The red lobster bullshit
Because like I
that
said,
I talked Lasciuto Fitch into.
like I said, we don't know when a certain person will stop ordering them.
Oh, God. I hate when something I'm used to getting in a store just suddenly disappears. I used to get Somnifix mouth tape. That's what I got. You should see when I go to bed, folks.
It's hot.
I put mouth tape on. I put Breathe Right strips. Well, Somnifix stopped getting carried by Amazon, and I was on a subscription. It would just come every month. So I switched to this other brand, which was one half the price. Well, actually a quarter of a price because it was half the price with twice as many in it. So that works out, I think, to a quarter of the price. So anyway, I was very happy. And then now I was going to go to reorder them. They're not on Amazon anymore. So I guess I have to order them direct. Oh, I get so upset. I don't know what this one person is talking. I don't know.
I want to make chili, by the way.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I want beef stew.
Okay.
I think Dinty Moore already has it made.
Well, you want to get the can? You don't want me to make it?
Well, let me get the can and see if I like it. My parents used to make this shit. They would put the oddest combination of bullshit together, and it was so good. My dad used to take these round ham patties, not a ham steak, but they were these round ham patties, not Spam. And he would put them on a baking sheet and mix like mustard with something and put them on top of them. And that would be a meal. And macaroni and cheese. Kraft is really lacking though anymore.
Yeah, he didn't like the last time we had Kraft mac and cheese.
No. I like your mac and cheese.
I know, I need to make it. I think I have the pasta, I just need the cheeses.
Why don't you stop being selfish?
I'm not. I made you cookies today.
Oh yes, you did. And she told me I need more cookie dough.
I might be misremembering this, and I'm sure you'll point it out if I am. But I thought when you had your tonsils out, that the canned Dinty Moore was one of the things you bought, and you didn't like it.
I don't ever remember buying Dinty Moore in my life.
I said I could be wrong.
But like I was so scared of having my tonsils out when I was 50 years old. That will be 10 years. My father used to make this stuff. Our father used to make stuff. Like Friday nights, every Friday night, we had Ilio's pizza.
But it was good.
It was good. And I'm a little tired of this bullshit because they're now about 2/3 the size of what they used to be. As are Reese's peanut butter cups, as are the Reese's Easter eggs.
My dad would be so disappointed. He used to look forward to those eggs every year.
They are 2/3 the size of what they were. I don't know how they get away with it. Let me tell you something though. The Skittles. Is it Skittles? No, it's who is that? Jelly Belly? The jelly beans?
Yeah.
Are they called Jelly Belly?
Jelly Belly.
But what are the ones that got the flavored bullshit like popcorn? Popcorn jelly beans. What the hell is up with that?
Let me look.
Somebody's mental. But the Jelly Belly jelly beans.
They're the ones that has the 50 flavors.
What, Jelly Belly?
That's what it says.
What? It's Skittles.
Skittles is too sweet.
I think the Skittles jelly beans, though, are what I like.
Oh, Skittles, yeah, they're sweet, but I like them. It's the Jelly Bellies I don't like. Just the regular jelly beans, I don't like them.
Then they have Brock's.
I had one of those gummy bear packages today, and you were right about them having 5 in them.
Let me tell you something, Haribo, if you happen to stumble upon this live broadcast. I bought a bag of Haribo gummy bears that, it's a bag with the bags inside, the little bags. And the bags are like this big, okay? Probably about that big. There are 5 gummy bears in there. And first of all, you need a freaking chainsaw to open the package. And you get 5 gummy bears. 5. How dare you, Haribo?
That was the first time I ever had them. They were pretty good.
Oh, that bullshit
They
like
were-
popcorn and pear Jelly Bellies
The,
suck.
somebody in my show was having some, and so I remember we had them, so I tried them.
What?
The Haribo
Jelly?
bears.
Oh, God. I used to get bags of it for my mom. She used to like them, but I got the bag that was full of them. But now I picked up one of these Hall's mentholated jelly beans. What?
Ew.
They make such a thing? Well, let me tell you something. I can no longer get like a Dove Easter bunny or those Easter bunnies they sell, the chocolate ones, because I went to a place 12 years ago. My mother was still alive and she's been gone now 11 years. So this started like 3 or 4 years before that. So like 15, 16 years. I would go to this place in Wildwood, Laura's Fudge,
Yeah.
and I would get their chocolate Easter eggs, and you could get them in coconut or buttercream. My mother always wanted buttercream, but I had like 2 members of the family that used to like coconut, so I would get them coconut. This one hates coconut, but
I'm alright with coconut milk though.
I would get the Easter bunnies, and the solid ones were so Adam made it up. There is no mentholated jelly beans. J-Lo just dined them out. The full size, the solid bunnies were too hard to eat. So I started getting the ones that were half, meaning it was just the front half of the rabbit, not the back. And those you could actually bite through. But the Easter eggs were just, ugh. And this woman used to see me coming and she gave me these. They were like, what are those things? They're like shaped like a Twinkie, but they have chocolate on top. Eclairs. They made them. My God. This place. But I have to check to see if they're going to be open this spring.
Their fudge is good too.
Yeah. In fact, I don't know if I told you this. Oh, God. Here's another Twitch bullshit.
What?
Best viewers on streamboo.com. Remove the space. Oh, God.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't know. They're sons of bitches.
Did you hear they're going to do a reboot of Buffy?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
With Sarah Michelle Gellar?
The movie or the
The
series?
series. Not happy about that.
You didn't like her?
No, I love that show. They need to leave it alone. They're just going to end up ruining it.
You sure it's not like not a reboot, like a start over? You sure it's not a continuation like they did for X-Files?
Well, it might be. I don't know. Either way. Whereas
Well, you're a little worked up about this for not knowing.
Whereas I'm excited about what they're doing with Scream, I am not happy at the thought of them bringing Buffy the Vampire Slayer back. Her character fucking died. Jumped into the pit of hell in the last scene of the show. So how are they going to bring her back?
That's a spoiler, folks.
Yeah, spoiler for a show that's been off the air for 25 years.
She's a damn nasty woman when she wants to be this one. I do know of people that have soaked jelly beans in vodka. I actually do know of people that have done that.
Did I tell you about the time that someone that I used to work with brought in Jello shots at work?
You're not allowed to do that.
I know.
Who?
I'm not telling
Just
you.
give me the first initial.
S. It was when I used to work nights.
I don't know who that is.
Predator.
Oh. Ronnie says she lived in the last season.
Well,
But she's talking last episode. Ronnie also says she's looking forward to a new Buffy series. Ronnie is not opposed to.
I'm sorry, Ronnie, if I offended you. I have very strong feelings about this.
I don't always talk on stream pocket candies because it's a pain in the ass. And so we got Valentine's Day a week from tomorrow.
Valentine's Day.
What's wrong? What'd I say?
I said Valentine's.
That's what I said.
No, people who say times, like Times.
Well, people, cousin Darty used to say diarrhea. I like when people actually believe Alzheimer's is old timers, is the name of it. They have old timers. They're not like saying it's an old person's disease. I actually had a friend whose mother-in-law got Alzheimer's and was in a nursing home at age 40.
Yeah, that's like that movie Still Alice with what's her face, Julianne Moore. That's what that's about. Early onset Alzheimer's.
He might be dead too. I stopped getting Christmas cards from him, but then again, I never sent him one, or I haven't talked to him in years and years and years. He became ultra religious. But he has a beautiful family. I think I videotaped their wedding. There's Chef. He's back.
I sent you a thing on Facebook. You can send it to your friendly neighbor next door. It involves a Cybertruck.
Chef, what do you think about wasabi in tuna fish? I think you're the only official chef we have that's a Benite. So I have to come to you. Do you know where you're going to? Oh, Ernie's going to get mad. I was singing.
I like what you sing.
I know you do, Holly. And Ernie's the only one that ever chastises me over it. But he donated tonight, so I need to respect his wishes. I can mute the mic and sing. Chef Richardson says it's evil.
Evil?
Wasabi and tuna is evil.
And what does that mean exactly?
He means that anyone that tries it is an asshole.
Well,
That's
I'm
not
an
what he
asshole,
said.
I guess.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said. I put words in his mouth. She's not watching the broadcast. She's just sitting next to me yelling out bullshit. Well, here I said I was only staying on a half an hour, and I've already been on 40 minutes, so might as well just keep rolling now. And we want to see Nosferatu, but it was only available for sale or rent for like $20. And we've fallen for this before, where we buy something and then a week later it comes out on Paramount or Max.
We can wait for that. We can wait to see the giant schlong.
Oh, I don't care about that.
It might upset the animals.
He might upset the animals.
Why?
Because he's the way he's made up. You know, Sable's got a little racism problem going on too.
She does not.
Yes, she did. Whenever she would see Raj on that movie there night, she would start barking.
But she was all right when we watched Big Bang. She did get upset when we were watching Parks and Rec, though, which I would still like to go
With
back.
Ansi?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Because Sable's a racist dog.
There's only 2 episodes that I know of that we would have to skip because they both involve a miniature horse.
Well, I think we should bring out a mirror and set it up when we're going to watch films with people of color so that Sable can see that she is a dog of color. Oh, by the way, I grabbed Archer's junk this morning. Let me explain how this happened.
I can't believe you almost forgot to tell the story.
Let me explain what happened. I don't know if I ever told you a story, but Byron, who's over there, his ashes are in a box next to his brother Duke. Byron used to get up on the bed next to me and he'd sleep with his head on the pillow. And before I would go to bed, I'd roll over and I'd grab a handful of his head and just give him a good scratch. One night, for whatever reason, Byron lay, and I mean, I would shut off the lights, roll over, and pet him. Too much information, Ronnie said. Well, Ronnie, wait. I have to tell the story. And I understand if you want to tune out because it is shocking. One night, I shut out the lights, I roll over, and for whatever reason, Byron was laying the opposite direction with his ass up on the pillow and his head down. And I reach over to grab a handful of his head, and my finger penetrated his anus. And I pull it out, and I reach with my other hand, turn on the light, and I see him laying the other way, and I'm like, oh my God. Well, I couldn't just get up and wash my hand. I had to get up and take a shower. Because just washing my hand wasn't good enough. I had to get up and take a shower. And when I came out, Byron's on the bed like this, smoking a cigarette. But this morning, Sable was, there's Holly and I are in the driver's seat and the passenger seat, and there's a space between us. And Sable will climb up and lean on Holly to get pet or watch traffic. And Archer will come up and stand up there, but they can't both come up. Now, Archer's loose in the van. Sable is actually seatbelted in because if we didn't, she would be on top of my head or Holly's while I'm driving. So Sable's up there and she's getting all kinds of pets from her mother. So I could see at the corner of my eye, Archer was behind my seat. So I reach around to pet him because he's quite often there looking out the window. And I reach around to pet him. And when I did, it was not under his chin. I was scratching. And no, it didn't make a popping sound when I pulled my finger out. Tom Kelly.
Ew.
And I reached around and I realized I grabbed Archer's junk.
Touched the pee.
Fortunately, it was sheathed. It was away. But I turn around, I said, oh, Archer, I'm so sorry. And he's like this. It was horrible. And I couldn't do anything.
You should have seen him right after he was like, he had his hand out like this. You can't see my hand. But
that's how I'm holding my hand right now.
Like that.
I drove like this.
Yes, exactly.
One hand, the other hand up like this. Thank God I wasn't eating chips. I would have had to throw the whole bag out, even though it happened afterwards. Byron was such a good dog. Sable and Archer are good. They're very affectionate, but they're very protective. Sable lays on top of her mother all day long.
Unless she can go on the back deck.
That's right.
And then she'll still come in for a little while and then go back out.
It's probably about another... Well, it's probably 2 months until she can start going out on the back deck on a regular basis, around April.
I've seen another Korean cooking guy.
So anyway, folks, it is, I stayed on a little longer than I said I was going to. Thank you so much for everybody that contributed tonight. I appreciate it. And I'm going to hop off here now. and I am going to be back tomorrow night. I promise. Tonight's episode of Nigel at Night was sponsored by John and Patty Di Gregorio, Sarah Coluccio, Veronica Miller, Jennifer Losciuto Fitch, and Adam Fitch.